Good morning. This is kind of loud on my end. Uh, Good morning to you. It is what's today? Thursday. It is Thursday, the 8th of December, and I just want to say good morning like always. Always want to stay the same from that perspective because if I'm giving you gratitude and saying thank you, then why would I change it the next day? I just want to stay current and consistent on that. Uh, it is a lot closer to the end of the year than what it was yesterday. But um, just look at what you've done, what you have accomplished, what you have um, completed throughout the year as the weeks progress or the days progress, getting closer to the end of the year. Just do a internal assessment on the things that you've done throughout this time in 2022, heading into 2023. But again, like always, we'll start in the spirit of gratitude. We'll start in the spirit of peace. And I would say good morning, like always, to you because I'm thankful for you being here because you can be anywhere right now at 7:30 in the morning, but you just so happen to be here sharing it with me in this digital space. And I always would want to show gratitude towards that. So again, I pray that the rest of your day is strong. I pray that the rest of your week is going to be even better than what it was when it started. If you had a strong Monday, Tuesday, what have you, then continue that strength to take you on throughout the week and close out this weekend even strong as well. But again, like always, we're here at Consistency is Currency. For those that are watching right now on the Facebook Live, whether you're watching it on Facebook or you're watching it on LinkedIn or you're watching it on YouTube, I always will say thank you. Those who may be listening to it on the replay, on the podcast distribution, whether it's iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, Amazon Music, Spotify, Anchor, all of those digital platforms. Again, I appreciate you just for being in this space and just for allowing me to tap in and to touch you from a psychological, intellectual, spiritual, whatever it is for you, however you receive, then that's how you receive it. So again, like always, we say thank you. All right, so we're talking about uh, innate commodities. So what day was that? Tuesday, I think. Yeah, because Wednesday we wasn't here. We was down in San Antonio. So we were talking about, I don't know where we were communicating, and then it tapped into commodities. And I started to look up commodities, and I was like, wow, this is kind of deep. So I'll take this and I will give it its own space on how commodities are useful for us. But yet we're talking about those innate commodities, those things that we naturally have, those commodities that we naturally have. But it's going to open your mindset to see things just a little bit different. I pray it is. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into it, and then we'll go ahead and bounce. All right, so let's go ahead and jump. Hey, before we um, go into this, I have a question, and it's only going to be answered by those who are open enough to be transparent, who are open enough to design their growth pattern if they're walking in it. So the question, as you see, that's proposed right there is: are you operating in your gift? Are you operating in your gift? If you are operating in your gift, just put yes. If you're not operating in your gift, I'm not telling you to put no. I would say put whatever you want. I'll put it that way. Put whatever you want. All right, so let's go ahead and jump. So innate commodities. Since there are so many different commodities, like in the natural commodities, raw material and stuff like that. So since there are so many different commodities and they're grouped up in like three major categories. The one major category is agriculture. Second major category is energy. And the third major category are materials. So we're going to drill down into, really talking about some energy type of commodities, not the electric energy and stuff like that, but we're talking about those natural things that you're born with. And like always, you're going to get definition of words and things of that nature, but we're going to tap into the innate commodities itself. So the definition of innate, I have to talk about what innate is before you couple it together and say innate commodities. So the definition of innate, it says inborn, existing, or having existed since birth. Inborn, existing, or having existed since birth. That means that's something that you're born with. Whether you have identified it or not, it is something that you are born with. That is something that you naturally have, that is embedded inside of you. We're not talking about something that is hereditary. We're talking about something that is naturally placed inside of you. Like, it's there. And because it's there, there isn't a requirement for you to actually manifest that thing and to extract it and to pull it out and to utilize it. So let's go ahead and let's talk about commodity. So a commodity is a useful or valuable thing, such as water or time. And of course, we're not talking about water and we're not talking about time, but we can kind of talk about time. I mean, philosophically, we can talk about water. Water is a sustainer of life. We can dive into that, but I don't want to, not today. So the inversion on this, which I didn't say the inversion the last time, but cool, we'll do it on this. The inversion on this is white over red, which is a useful or valuable thing, because a commodity is something that you find or that you possess of value. What is that thing that you value? So let's pull in the red into this just a little bit. What are some of the things that you value? Is it your time? Because it could be a commodity. Like, I value my time. And if you value your time, then I will ask you, what are you doing with it? What are you doing with the time that you have? Yes, you can talk about your New Year's resolution and all that stuff that you talked about at the beginning of the year. But what have you done with your time? Did you use it wisely? Did you exercise the valuable things that you probably could have paid attention to just a little bit more? Just a little bit more than what you've done, or even just a little bit more than what you're doing. That is completely up to you, really. So the other part of commodity is the basic, the definition says a basic good used in commerce that is interchangeable with other goods of the same type. So let's talk about the inversion of red over white. That's what we're looking at right now. It said a basic goods used in commerce that is interchangeable. So commerce, I want to really hone in on commerce. Like, we can talk about commodities, we can talk about innate, that thing that is born in, that thing that is birthed inside of you. But we're about to tap into what those innate commodities are. But before we get into that, I want you to extract out the word commerce, like how does commerce play a role in your innate commodity? Because commerce, like people can say, yeah, commerce is dealing with money, and commerce is dealing with, business, and how businesses actually connects to the consumer, how consumers connect with other consumers. Yes, that sounds good. But what does and how can commerce really affect me? Because it says that commerce actually provides all things that are required to lead to a happy life. It could, people who have great finances, it could lead to a happy life. But now let's go ahead and begin this process into taking this deep dive into innate commodities. So there was this old Indian story that talked about two wolves, right? And in this story, the elder was telling a story. The elder gentleman says, like, there on my shoulder, there are two wolves. And one is a very large, dark, beastly creature that is evil, and he said, it tempts me to do all the wrong things. And on the other shoulder, he said that there is a very lean wolf that continues to encourage me to live up to my best and highest potential. And then there was a young man who had asked the elder, he said, so which wolf gives you which wolf has the greatest power over you? And the elder looked at him and said, the one that I feed. Because hunger is a natural thing. It's natural for you to feel hungry. Now let's look at, like, what do we feed in our journey? What do we feed, or what have we fed along the way? Are you feeding into the dark, self-sabotaging, it tearing your own self down, putting your own self in harm's way? Or are you feeding into that light, or feeding into that life that's going to ultimately lift you up, and to tell you that you can do it, and to encourage you, and to empower you, and to put you in a place that is going to allow you to grow and to be great and to be mighty? But what are you feeding? Like, who are you feeding? Like, imagine those two wolves sitting on your shoulder. Because again, remember, the first wolf is very large, and it's beastly, and it's the creature, and and it can possibly tear you down, and it tempts you to do all the wrong things. And on the other side, again, it's lean, and it encourages you. It wants you to live up to your highest potential, and it shows you the best interest. So now, how are you feeding your dreams? Like, which one of those feed into your dreams? Which one of those have you begin to allow to be prominent in your life, or to allow it to be prominent when it comes to the way that you formulate your thoughts? Because you can't blame it on somebody else if that's the wolf, or if that's the beast that you're feeding. Like, oh, nobody believes in me, but look at the wolf that you fed. You can't try to put it on everybody else, but because everybody else is not having the same desires that you have. You want to feed the wolf of sabotage. You want to feed the wolf of fear. You want to feed the wolf of doubt. But what if you fed into the energy of joy? What if you fed into the energy of peace? What if you fed into the wolf of patience, I guarantee you the outcome would be different. Like, what are those innate commodities? I'm gonna give you four. There are four that I want you to tap into. One, your gift. Two, your talents. Three, your energy. And four, your beliefs. Those four things you are naturally born with. Yes, you can go to the store and buy a gift. Yes, you can go to school and learn a skill. But we're talking about that thing that is birthed inside of you, that something that you are born with, that thing that is inside naturally. Your gifts, your talent, your energy, your beliefs. Because everyone was born with a gift, but I don't care if you say, well, I don't I don't I don't know what my gifts are. Like, have you looked at the things that you're good at? Like, good at, like naturally good at. It could be speaking. It could be uh being nurturing, or it could be gathering. Like, for me, I know I'm a gatherer. I know I can go out and I can corral, I can pull in, I can gather people and put them in a space, and I can give them my talents of teaching. I know that. Those are my innate abilities. Those are my innate commodities that I use and I exercise because I know what I was born with. Like, what gifts were you born with? That's like a for real question. Like, what gifts were you born with? Again, it's an innate commodity. It is something that holds value. Now, when you're talking about your talents, because your talents can keep you in rooms that your gift made room for. I'm gonna say that again because we've all heard the thing when people say, my gift's gonna make room for me. Okay, but your talents can keep you in the room that your gifts made room for. And stop casually using your talents, because being casual creates casualties. You know how you've ever had a casual conversation and that casual conversation just kills the moment, kills the dream, and it could possibly kill off the future just because you're having casual conversation. Like, what if you had intentional conversation? What if you had meaningful conversation? Allow your talents to plug into your gifts, because it's already there, it's already natural, but you have to marry and couple your talents together with your gifts. And when you couple your talents with your gifts, then it's going to allow you to begin to grow expeditiously, because you're harnessing that very thing that you have that's naturally inside of you. Because now we're going to be talking about your gifts, because not your gifts but your energy, because your energy is harnessed and protected. You must harness your energy and protect your energy, and your energy will protect you. Like, I know there are certain places that I know I'm not supposed to go, and I know there are certain things that I know that I'm not supposed to do. But when I know when I'm in that space and I'm not supposed to be in that space, it's going to feel funny to me, and I'm sure it's the same thing for you. You know, there's certain people that you be around that got bad energy, that you know, like, okay, I really don't like that. I think it's time for me to go. Right? Because your energy would tell you when and where to stay. just as well as your energy will alert you when to walk away. I'm going to say that again. Your energy will tell you when and where to stay, but your energy can also alert you and tell you when to walk away. And then we're talking about your beliefs, because remember we said your beliefs. Now, what are your beliefs? Like, what are your natural things that you trust? Your natural faith or your confidence? There may be some people that say, "Oh, I don't have a lot of confidence." Of course you do, because you've already fed the beastly beast and told you what you don't have instead of you working on it. Like, stop feeding the wrong beast, because the beast that you feed, that's not the one that's going to give you power. That beast is going to overpower you. It's going to overshadow your victories. It's going to overshadow the thing that you have been working on. It's going to continue to be the parasite to eat away at it, and it will not allow anything to grow after you have allowed it to eat and to tear it down. So don't say, "I don't have a lot of confidence." Say, "I'm working on it." Like, I'm working on my confidence right now. I'm doing more outreach. I'm communicating more to people, because I'm working on building on my confidence. Because when you're doing that, you're like redesigning your innate belief system. Because remember, it's naturally there. Your beliefs are naturally there. Now, some of it can be influenced by other people, but I want you to understand that your beliefs are your beliefs. And whatever it is, don't base those beliefs off of assumptions. Because if you base those beliefs off your assumptions, you won't really be focusing on the things that you do have. You'll miss out on it. Change your focus. Change your beliefs. Change your beliefs. Change your focus. Say that again. When you change your focus, you change your beliefs. And when you change your beliefs, you change your focus. Because you are strong. You are smart. You are intelligent. You are wise. You are living. And you are free. Tap into those innate beliefs, or those innate commodities. Tap into your gifts. Tap into your talents. Tap into your energy, and tap into your beliefs. Because you got it. It's all you. And I'm Mr. R2 here at Consistency is Currency, your morning podcast of choice. And I just want to tell you, keep driving, keep going, keep digging, keep living, keep loving. Y'all be blessed. Peace.